Hello and welcome. Today is Wednesday, February. And if you're an entrepreneur trying to keep up with what matters, this is for you. I go live every business to the best of my ability. I give you everything that I business, AI, markets, platforms, and policies, all in 15 minutes or less. If we haven't met, my name is Kyle Fairbaby, turned self-made multimillionaire. I help entrepreneurs who already have a real business but want clearer steps, better tools, and smarter ways to grow in a post-AI world. If you want the Daily Sigh sent directly to your email, go to dailysigh.ai. Let's dive right in. The first story, the NVIDIA newsroom. Meta and NVIDIA announced massive AI infrastructure build out. Oh, dude, Joe Polish just joined live. Joe, what are you doing? You have more important things to watch me. Go do something. Go connect people. Go change the world. Important. The Meta infrastructure build out is going to democratize AI in a way that really hasn't happened yet. This infrastructure play signals a rapid plummet in the cost of powerful AI inference, so says NVIDIA Newsroom, making high-level intelligence a cheap commodity for businesses. Here's the thing. When trillion-dollar organizations build out infrastructure and then make them available to everybody else, that's the tipping point that allows other people to use the compute in ways that, generally speaking, kind of used to fill the open source pipe. Even though this isn't open source, it's not open source technology per se, but what would you call it? It's like open source access. We're moving from uh, a model layer from an AI perspective to an infrastructure layer. And I don't really know what that means. It's something that I'm being taught actively as I'm reading all of these news stories. The big question, the big debate up into this point is which model is better. What tools should I be using? And we're going to start seeing direct impact of infrastructure on the models as the AI revolution manifests. Meta has been behind, but they're making really big strides, and they have a ton of money to do it. Um, the I think the best move they made, maybe not the biggest, was them buying Manus, which is extraordinarily brilliant. Um, Next story, the Door Brothers animating the future of AI video. This AI video studio has garnered over 500 million views, proving that massive viral potential and commercial viability of AI-generated content. Y'all, if you haven't seen the Door Brothers videos, I don't know if I'm saying this right, by the way, it's D-O-R, Door Brothers. Just go to thedoorbrothers.com. The Door Brothers are producing studio quality videos using AI. It's the end of Hollywood. It would have to be. The last video I saw was extraordinary. It looked like, I mean, it was as good as the last Avengers film in terms of production quality. Ultra HD. The acting was abysmal, and the dialogue was really, really garbage too. But the visuals, I mean, like, wow, they were just absolutely mind blowing. And they're using all these celebrities and well known figures. I don't know how they're getting away with it. I'm referencing had Donald Trump and whoever, Kash Patel, which I'm pretty sure they don't want to be portrayed the way they're portrayed in the video. So check out the Door Brothers. More specifically, look at some of these AI generated video tools, because I think this is this is an important line in the sand for SMBs. Like, for the very first time ever, you and I have access to true production quality video production, which I think is super cool. Story from the BBC: a hacker breaches ChatGPT and Google AI in 20 minutes. A hacker gained access to major AI systems in just 20 minutes, highlighting significant security vulnerabilities in the tools your team likely uses every day. This goes back to something that comes up almost every single time on the Daily Sigh. Make sure you've done some level of risk mitigation. Have business insurance in place. I use Hiscox for whatever it's worth. I'm not an affiliate. I just like them a lot, and they bailed me out of some tough situations. More than that, though, have security policies in place, because if you ever do, God forbid, get sued, you want to be able to show people you've taken all necessary steps. I actually think that courts are going to be pretty lenient, to be frank, especially because it's going to happen to a ton of people. But you want to show that you weren't being foolish or foolhardy. According to the BBC, rapid AI adoption is currently outpacing enterprise-grade security, creating a period of maximum vulnerability for data-reliant businesses. Story from Reuters. This one's scurry, y'all. I'm scared. Uber investing $100 million in autonomous vehicle charging. Uber is spending real capital to power physical autonomous agents, marking the transition from digital assistance to automated real-world logistics. This is a massive signal for service and logistics businesses. The infrastructure for the physical robotaxi economy is being built right now. Uber and Lyft, I believe, are the second largest employers in the United States, second only to the US government. The autonomous vehicle that's the nail in the coffin from a labor perspective. Once that happens, and here's the thing is even if that doesn't impact what you do directly, it'll impact what you do indirectly, because we're going to have, I don't know what the numbers are, millions of people that used to be employed by Uber and Lyft looking to do something else. And what happens if they come looking to do what you're doing? Um, a lot of people don't talk about the doubling of the labor pool that was birth control. If you ever, there's a really interesting site. I think it's called WTF Happened in 1971, and it shows what happened from an economic perspective when we were taken off of the international gold standard. Um, and basically, real wages have never risen since that point. But the thing that it doesn't really speak to is the fact that once the birth control pill became publicly accessible in mass, we doubled the labor pool. We basically took, the working populace and multiplied it times two, which collapsed income opportunity for a lot of people. That's going to happen here in mass. So, I'm not trying to play chicken little, and this is real data. This is coming. So be ready. From News 8,000, Microsoft pledges $50 billion to AI equitable access. Microsoft loves equitable. I guess that's what happens when your founder is a child-eating pedophile. Microsoft announced a massive initiative to promote AI technology in underserved global communities. There's got to be some money laundering scheme here, because I just don't trust anything that comes out of Microsoft anymore. Mistral AI CEO predicts 50% of enterprise software switch to AI. This would be huge. CNBC stories. Enterprise software is the crown jewel of the M&A market. So if this is true, and I can't imagine it's not, to be honest with you, as a matter of fact, I feel like 50% is low. It just really makes you wonder what happens in terms of the domino tipping. The story from Expert AI. Expert AI prompts releases specialized e-commerce SEO toolkit. This is a story that's near and dear to my heart, because I'm playing the AEO game right now. If you're not familiar with AEO, it's answer engine optimization. It's just SEO for answer engines. New digital tools designed to automate SEO and content creation for artisans and e-commerce sellers. I'm actually going to pick on this one a little bit. The idea that you can get AI to optimize for AI would be self-defeating, because AI is, at least any AI that would be publicly accessible. From VC News, a $220 million raise for quantum and deep physics funds. Looks like VC funding is headed elsewhere. And that's it, y'all. In 8 minutes, less than our 15 minutes, I thank everybody who showed up live. We've got Joe Polish, Taryn Patrick, the Vegas hair diva, Hamza. What's up, Hamza? How are you, brother? George, here every time, George. You're one of my consistent folks. I appreciate you. Chad, L'entrepreneur, MJ Petkovic, Steve, and then it just says, and one other, Steve, whoever your friend is. If I didn't just say your name, it's because I can't see you. I go live on Facebook, YouTube, X, LinkedIn, and the Gram. George says incomes also don't factor in total compensation. I think that was in reference to the, I don't know, to the Uber conversation. George, remind me what we were talking about. Pure Joy says, do you think our devices will be able to measure our facial expressions and alter the content to keep us interested? Dude, what a freaking, I never thought about that ever. That's amazing. And yeah, why wouldn't they? Like sentiment analysis, real-time sentiment analysis, and then content production based off of sentiment. You just blew my mind in a big way. That's absolutely brilliant. And honestly, that would have to be where they would want to go, because their entire game is retention. Yeah, George says, yep, Uber, how wages haven't changed. The whole Uber collapse scares the daylights out of me. Like the collapse of the gig economy really scares me. Here's the thing that kind of gives me hope, though, to be honest with you, is when I think about COVID, which is an open air conspiracy and everybody knows was a complete sham, the speed at which the government printed money was amazing. I mean, horrible, right? Like that's, God bless fiat currency. If you want to play that game, 40% of the US dollar that exists right now in circulation was printed in the 2 years after COVID. And then they just gave it to everybody. I think they're just going to have to do that again. And so we're going to default to UBI quick. Otherwise, you're going to have, CPAs and software engineers roaming the streets like a Steinbeck novel. Dr. Emmett Brown says, I cannot fap to this. Boo. You can. I think you just need to be more creative with your imagination. You can fap to a lot. And I have moisturized hair. So, sorry. That's it. I love you all. I go live every single day, 6 p.m. Eastern. If you want the Daily Sigh delivered directly to your inbox, go to dailysigh.ai. If there was a story that happened in the last 24 hours that you think I missed, hit me up in the messenger of whatever social platform you happen to be looking at, and I will do